Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So today we're going to go ahead and rainbow Android 13, and we are going to take him into a number of events and see how good our boy can be once he's at the rainbow level, right? Now, let's see how good Fusion Android 13 can be, this Android 13 can be. We'll probably start out on the Android category team, because of course that's where he's going to look at his best, right? When I was using him before, I found like he just doesn't really seem that impressive on some of the other category teams, but just as a support type unit for Android, you pretty much just gotta like nail him to that Android team. He'll work good on Artificial Life Form. The target Goku is basically filled with Android category units as well. So let's see how good our boy can be rainbowed. We'll definitely test out Fusion Android 13 and all that stuff as well. So let's go ahead and see. Alright guys, so we are starting out here, Android category team. We got a pretty good rotation first turn. I mean, okay, so Android 13 at 161k defense right there. That's definitely very, very good. The other thing, too, is that these Androids, they don't give defense as part of their support type passive. So that's basically just the two Android 13s themselves giving him defense. If his defensive level is going to be high like that, then what that's telling me is that even in, like, the Android category Super Battle Road, this guy should actually be pretty dominant. So let's go ahead and see what attacks that he's going to pop out right here. But this looks like this is going to be pretty good. The only one thing that is pretty bad, though, is that it already is hard to find Android 13 friends, dude. I mean, I guess, okay, so 2.28, that's good. I'm not going to front it. Like, that's obviously a very strong, like, opening round attack stat. That is very similar to what we would see from, like, SCR Cooler, right? No doubt about it. Now, I mean, so the good thing about not being able to find Android 13 friends, of course, is the fact that you have, I don't know, 6 other Android category, well, it's 3 Android category leaders, other ones, right? Okay, also, Android 14 here, Android 14 and 15 are very interesting in that, like, they have, like, 50 different things that they do, depending upon if Android 13 is in the rotation or if Fusion Android 13 is in the rotation, right? So, like, when they have Fusion 13 on rotation, they reduce damage received by 30%. So that's obviously good. Like, this is a unit 14 and 15 that I really am going to want to test out quite a bit. Because, they reduce damage. They have a pretty good attack and defensive stat. They show enemy super attacks when you have just normal 13 on rotation. So I'm definitely going to be curious to see how they're going to perform moving forward. I also brought Android 21, by the way, the good version of Android 21, because I think she actually will contribute to Android 13's best attack stat. Because of the fact that she has big bad bosses, I think, like, if you have probably the LR Androids, 13, and then 21 with big bad bosses active, I think that will be 13's best attack stat on this Android category team, right? Because obviously 25% attack and defense, that's not something to sneeze at right there. So, all right, we should see another very good attack stat from our boy Android 13. Now, again, throughout this video, we have had him paired up with the LR Androids the whole time, and they are crazy. I mean, really, I guess 13, he is just a worse version of the LR Androids. I know 13 is going to be very good for the Legendary Goku event because obviously against Goku, he does have guaranteed crits. He does also avoid dodging, so you don't have to worry about UI Goku bobbing and weaving all over the place. Okay, so this is what I'm curious, right? So now I believe the way it's going to work is we're going to be able to see where enemy super attacks are the whole way through the rest of this event. Like, unless that was a glitch that has since been fixed. Like, I have heard some people say they think it's just like a glitch or an error with, Android 13, with Android 14 and 15 being able to show the enemy super attacks, like, for the entire battle after you get the turn with Android 13. So we'll see how this is going to look. I think after this, we're also going to get Android 13 to transform, right? So then we'll get Fusion Android 13. I think the whole team is target Goku except for 21, I believe. Let me quickly double check that she's not. Yeah, okay, she's not on the target Goku category team. So Android 13, Fusion Android 13, gets that 13% attack and defense per target Goku category ally on the team, right? So we're going to have 6 of 7. But again, I still think, if she activates Big Bad Bosses, that's probably going to have a higher attack. Well, Yeah, I think we're gonna get this rotation. I think is gonna give us our highest attack stat with 13. I think even above replacing 21 with like okay. By the way, we could still see where the super attacks are. So that's very interesting to me. So 14 and 15 and 13, they are a combo. Like, so for something like the Legendary Goku event, you get them on the same rotation once before he transforms, and for the rest of the event, you could see where enemy super attacks are. That is just so ridiculously valuable as an ability. You know, like, when I was playing around a lot with DOKKANFEST Piccolo, like, I really was like, man, you know, it is very nice being able to see where the enemy super attacks are going to land. We should get the rotation I wanted right here, by the way. Big Bad Boss is active, plus she does give what I believe 30%. So, you know, he's gonna have Fierce Battle active. He's gonna have Big Bad Bosses active. Does 21 also have Nightmare? No, she does not have Nightmare. Does the Evil 21? No, she doesn't either. Okay, I don't know why I thought that 21. Oh, that's a lot of damage. And he's up to 3.19. Okay. 13 can definitely get higher than that. So maybe it would be better just having the target Goku sort of category ally on the team into that spot. But man, this 13 boss right here, he does hit very, very hard. He does not play around. 250k on 21 is a lot. And I still am a big fan of this LR Androids unit, by the way. Because that category buff they give is very nice. We probably, well, I floated them off, but after this turn, we would have been able to get them to bring out Android 16 as well. And of course, we know how monstrous 16 is. So, I don't know. I guess let me hop back into an event. This time, maybe let me do. I might just do like a full target Goku category team. I think that might be good for this. And then we could see that this man is not super attacking us at all anywhere here. So I'll probably let 13 go ahead and finish this off, and then we'll probably just hop in, not really the Android team, but more of the target Goku category team, right? But I might bring the LR Androids as a friend lead. Not really too sure yet. We'll see. Alright guys, so now we are on the target Goku category team right here. I got AGL Cooler. Alright, I forgot. AGL Cooler is the one that's going to give 13 his best attack stat with, of course, you know, the LR Androids, that powerful combo. So this is pretty good right here. So, I mean, one really good thing about the target Goku category team is that it does have Cooler on it, right? Cooler is, I mean, really, okay, here's the thing with Android 13. Like, basically, like, Android 13 is just like the LR Androids, except worse. And then Android 13 is just like Cooler, except worse. Like it's, I think that's one reason for the sort of, I guess, low hype sort of reception to our boy Android 13, right? Is that he's, like, we've just seen things like him before, but it's not like he's a better version of a unit that came out a year ago. He's like a worse version of a unit that just came out, and then a worse version of a unit that just came out 2 months ago. So it's like, you know, we just saw him basically twice. Although, at the same time, I am still glad that they did bring him into the game, but he might have been better served for, like, March or April or something like that. I think probably would have worked out a little bit better. Yeah, okay. I do have to say, I really like 14 and 15. The fact that they could do this right here, just show you where enemy super attacks are for the entire fight, man, that does really kind of give. Okay, it's 2.12. I think this 13 was 90% in the dupe system. And, you know, you are able to get, like, Int Metal Cooler on the team. You know, we've got the LR Androids. You know, we are able to get AGL Final Form Cooler with 13. Although, AGL Final Form Cooler, that's not really a unit I would probably use on the team outside of just, like, trying to actually showcase Android 13, right? Because, obviously, Cooler, you know, is only buffing AGL-type units. STR Cooler is going to work pretty reasonably on this team because there are a number of transformation boost units, like Android 13, for example, that he's going to be able to give his support type buff to, as long as there's one enemy. Okay, so this will be good, because we're going to be able to get Big Bad Bosses active right here. I've got to do the rainbow video for this Cooler, by the way, because I'm just, like, using him in so many videos. Okay, so, yeah, this will give us Big Bad Bosses right here. So 13 is going to be able to put up, I think, a very, very high number right here. That's going to look really, really good. This guy, let's see, 1.99 right there. Do we have big bad bosses? No, wait, did Zamasu not do enough damage to activate it? No, he didn't. I looked away. Cooler dodged the super attack, didn't he? Oh! The 3 dodge, no! A situation where the 3 dodge actually hurts me. Say it ain't so! Okay, so I actually don't... I would love to eat that super attack right there, because I think next turn is our transformation for Android 13. So let's do this. Hopefully, Cooler does not crit, Metal Cooler, and hopefully AGL 13 does not crit as well. Although 13 could probably finish this guy off. Yeah, 2 million attack stat plus int Metal Cooler. I was just hoping that Zamasu would be able to super attack that Metal Cooler, and that would give us... Oh, nice. Yep, okay, perfect. Even if Cooler crits here, he probably won't finish Zamasu off. Yup. Nice. Boom. There we go. Okay, so we should be able to get the rotation that I want next turn then. 95k is enough. It is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Very good, very good, very good. So next turn, we'll be able to see that attack stat from our boy Fusion Android 13 on the full target Goku category team, you know, with AGL Final Form Cooler around, and of course with the LR Androids on rotation as well. So it's like, if we're on this team, the target Goku team, the Android category team, he's going to work really well on the Artificial Life Form team as well. Pretty much if you're just sticking to those teams, this 13 is going to look really nice. But again, movie bosses, I don't really find him to be that great. And I probably also wouldn't consider him too good for Transformation Boost as well. There's just, of course, going to be better options for him than those teams, right? So we actually don't have Big Bad Bosses active right here. So I'm going to make sure to put Cooler right there again, because he'll get slapped around a lot harder than the LR Androids will. And then that will allow us to see exactly what it is that we're looking for. Oh, because 13 and Cooler, they share Metamorphosis, which of course is a healing link. Okay, very good. So Cooler did not dodge. I feel like Cooler potentially could take enough damage here to where we could die. Maybe not. I also think 13's defense at this point is so ridiculously high that he would barely get touched, even if Zamasu super attacked him. And then we can see Zamasu super attacking at the end there on the androids as well. Yeah, this Cooler is still just very good. One of those World Tournament units that had a great awakening. Okay, so let's see what Android 13 gets up to. 3.62, I mean, that's good. I don't want to hate. Guaranteed attacks if he's going up against an enemy that dodges. You know, we'll see. I'm sure there will be some sort of difficult event that will come up at some point where enemy dodging will be prevalent again, perhaps in Dokkan Battlefield. Maybe the next season we'll have some sort of boss that dodging is a heavy mechanic. Right now, Dispo in Dokkan Battlefield is like that, but Dispo I found is pretty weak in there, so it's not really a danger. Whereas, like, you know, obviously the Legendary Goku event, UI Goku, it's different with him. You know, that event is so hard that his dodging can tend to be very, very frustrating. And 13 is, of course, going to bypass that. He will, of course, have the auto crits as well because it is a Goku unit. I just, you know, I feel like they could have given him auto crits. I mean, they really could have. They could have said against, like, Namekian, Pure Saiyan, Hybrid Saiyan. You know, they probably even... there is no, like, Earthling or human category right now, but they probably could have thrown that in there, too, from the movie. Like, I think that would have been cool for this 13. I mean, he is still good, right? Like, I don't want to hate. His defense, like, I didn't look at it, but it was probably around 200k or more right there. So he is able to defend at a really nice level. So, like, even in the Legendary Goku event, he would take damage from an Int UI Goku super attack, but he would not take damage from an Int UI Goku normal attack, which is really, like, if a unit can do that, that is pretty much all you're asking for, right? And then 13 is great in the second hardest part of that event, which is the STR phase of UI Goku. So, 13 is good. There's no doubt about that. I feel like I want to say he's good, but he's mid at the same time. Like, he's not actually mid, but when I say he's mid, y'all know what I'm saying. He's mid. So, I don't know. I guess let's say to the Artificial Life Form team, let's kind of do, like, a little bit of a mix. Maybe we'll toss, like, a Kid Buu on there or something like that. You know, Int Metal Cooler. Not fully like an Android team, you know, not fully a Target Goku team, but kind of get some other units on there and see how well he'll perform on that Artificial Life Form team. Alright, guys. Now, real quick, before we hop into the event with the Artificial Life Form team, there is one thing I do want to point out, right? So there is a lot of very powerful AGL units on this Artificial Life Form category, right? Like, I mean, even Cell Jr.'s good. Metal Cooler, Super 17 is solid. Baby is of course really good. Baby is Baby the best? Nah, I think Int Cell, yeah, Int Cell is the best unit on the category probably. But you know, they're all good. Now here's the thing. This guy, I believe, is getting his Awakening next week. Now, it's not completely confirmed yet, but I mean, they're bringing the AGL type banner back. It's pretty obvious that Rildo and Pan are going to get their Awakenings. Rildo's Awakening is going to make Artificial Life Forms a lot better because now, you know, he's going to be a 50% support type unit for these extreme AGL units. And the thing about these supports, right, the 40% supports that awaken to the 50% supports, they're so good by themselves that, like, they're good enough running on the team, even if their support type buff is not actually going to affect the rest of the team, right? Because they're going to be able to block, you know, damage pretty well since they create orbs. Then they get 40%, or excuse me, they get 20% defense per orb. So it's like they get 5 orbs, which, you know, is realistic most of the time. And they're going to have, like, a 100% defensive buff, right? Plus, they all do, like, crazy things on their super attack effects. You know, they're giving key, like, they're just going to be a very impressive, like, set of units that are going to come out. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen once we're able to introduce that Rildo onto this Artificial Life Form team, right? As those support type units continue to get their buffs, they are going to dramatically affect some category teams, just with how high that 50% support type buff really is and how much it's going to affect some of these teams. So, I mean, there's 13... 1.91 turn 1 on a double 130% lead is definitely not small. And even Super 17 at a 1 million attack stat right here without any part of his attack buff built up, it's not bad. And then 13, of course, you know, he's got such high damn defense with that damage reduction of his. Plus, on this team, you know, it's very likely that you'll be running Int Metal Cooler after his EZA, right? He's really good. If he finds himself on the same rotation as Super 17, like, Super 17 is going to be, like, really able to tank well, right? Because units that have, like, you know, something like 40% damage reduction without any defense, like AGL Zamasu, they look very impressive. Oh, okay, look at Cell. Yeah, so the thing, I haven't really shown it up to this point in this video, but one of the big things about 13 being introduced is that he is going to help out LR Cell a lot. Because LR Cell, again, is he's probably the best unit on the Android category. I mean, it's either him or the LR Androids are the best unit on the Android category. He's the best unit on the Artificial Lifeform category. Like, that Cell is great. It's just one of those things where what you want to do is make sure you're flooding him with ki. And now, like, that we have 21, it's going to be very easy to do something like that, right? Because, you know, we have, well, excuse me, not 21, 13. We got 13, we got the LR Androids, we got 17, you know, there's the SCR Android 18. There's so many units now for the Android category team that are going to be feeding this man ki. It's going to be very easy for LR Cell to get that 18 key super attack consistently, even though he doesn't really have the greatest links. So 2.14, I mean, there's just no hate. 2.14 is very good for a 130% lead. That's strong. And then this is going to do nothing to him, of course. Yeah. Yeah, his defense is very high as well. I don't know. I mean, 13 is good. I call, okay, 4.92 for Cell. Yeah, so Cell, you know, oh, man, that's good for Cell. 4.92, that's really good for Cell. So this Artificial Lifeform team, man, listen, I've been telling people that the Artificial Lifeform team is real interesting. If only 13 was an Artificial Lifeform category leader, this team would be so interesting right now at a 170% lead, right? You look at some of the numbers that these units are putting up, and it's like, it's just going to get, like, way higher once we go from a 130% lead to a 170% lead. So I like it a lot. LR Baby, of course, is still very good as well. Yeah, I feel like they maybe could have made him a little bit better, but he's definitely strong nonetheless. But there's been so many buffs to this Artificial Lifeform category in the past, I guess I could say the past year, right? That has really made this team start to look very impressive. And, you know, you have so many support type units, so many just powerful overall units. You know, maybe we will get, like, a Kid Buu who's a leader for this team. I mean, I would certainly love that. All right, so we don't have Kid Buu's passive active right here. Yeah, I messed that up in the last video. The reason Kid Buu started off with 8 ki, of course, is because of Baby's leader skill. Duh. That was a little bit of a boo-boo by your boy. So, okay, let's see what Android 13 does right here. Fusion Android 13, of course. He puts up a 2.33 million attack stat. Big Bad Bosses. That is Kid Buu with the 30% attack and defensive buff. I believe he gets 30% under 80%, right? Yeah, and 13 is capable of stunning. 13 is going to be a very interesting Super Battle Road unit. I'm going to hop into Super Battle Road with this guy really, really soon and see, like, what sort of numbers this guy is capable of putting up. But, I do like 13. And it's like that Android category team now, it's just not a lot of people are going to summon on the Android, like these Android banners. Like, when LR Android 16, 17, and 18 came out, like a lot of people were saying like, oh, Truth, you're saying they're good, but they're only usable on the Android team. I don't really consider them that good. It's like, I don't want to then judge 13 differently because, again, he's just stuck to teams that pretty much are rocking a lot of Android units, although once he transforms, he no longer is a support type unit, right? And he's just like a very, very hard hitter. What is he able to get up to? Like a 200% like attack and defensive buff, depending upon how many target Goku category allies there are. I mean, he's certainly good. I don't want to hate there, but he's mid at the same time. I stand by that. So let me know what you guys think of our boy Android 13, the newest DOKKANFEST exclusive. I think he was hurt again by 2 big things. 1, we just got a better version of him in the LR Androids, and then 2, we just got a better version of him in STR Cooler as well. So that just really hurt this guy. Plus, like, this guy is like way less hype than Cooler, and he's way less hype than a summonable LR as well. So, like, Dokkan, they really did put this 13 into a position where he just wasn't going to be hyped pretty much no matter what. Again, this was definitely a bad time for him. Next, we'll take him into Super Battle Road and the Legendary Goku event and kind of see how powerful he is in those events. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.